Hi ladies, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to make a video for you today sharing with you a spring makeup look that I've been doing pretty much all through the month of April. And I'm just going to really keep the focus on my eyes and my lipstick. I'm not going to share like my foundation and blush and everything like that. I recently did a get ready with me using Sephora collection makeup and I did the whole 9 yards, and those videos can get really long. So I'm just going to share with you eyes and lips, and I am going to link in the description box the makeup that I have on the rest of my face. And I have shown these products in other videos as well. So if you watch me regularly, you've seen everything I'm using before. But I wanted to share with you a makeup look using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau palette. And I've had this palette for quite some time, actually over a year. And I used my points at Ulta to purchase it. I had, my free points, so you can get free products. And I just love that reward system. So I picked up this palette then, and I was really crazy about it when I first got it, and then it fell to the wayside. But if you've been watching me, you know I've been going through my stash and pulling out things I haven't been using and moving them to the forefront, pitching products that are beyond their expiration date or that I've gotten my use out of, and just kind of like replenishing and stocking up on things that I might need since the Sephora sale is going on and the Ulta sale just happened. So that's what I've been doing. And I have been playing around with this palette and discovering so many beautiful looks. And I hardly ever get compliments on my makeup. And I have gotten several compliments on my makeup since I've been using this palette. And so I also have been getting compliments on the mascara combination I've been doing too. So I thought that some of you might want to see and try this yourself. One thing I love about Anastasia is something that I didn't like about 8 years ago. The palettes range in the $40 range. And I thought that was a lot. But since palettes have been going so high in price and all these new brands that have come out, well, not new brands, but they're new like at Sephora and more accessible and fallen onto my radar, like Natasha Denona and Huda Beauty and all the brands that like make large palettes. They're so expensive. They're like $65, and don't even get me started about Pat McGrath, which is like $120 for like a 12 pan palette. I know that a lot of these brands also make mini palettes that are more affordable, and for me, that's the way to go. I do have one large Natasha Denona palette. It's one of the face palettes, and I also have one large Huda Beauty palette. No, I have two, but they were gifts and I love them. But the price is crazy and I don't ever spend that much on the regular, on makeup. I tend to be more of a mid-range makeup girl or drugstore. I don't buy a lot of luxury. I do have some luxury in my collection, but I definitely do not buy all luxury. So I do like that Natasha Denona's palettes are more affordable, but it's still the same quality as a luxury. I do think Urban Decay too, a lot of the large palettes from Urban Decay are really great as well, and they still seem to be about $50, a little more than Anastasia. But you can't go wrong with Anastasia Beverly Hills, in my opinion. I mean, you just can't go wrong. I love just about everything I've tried. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you the spring eye look I've been doing that I've been getting some compliments on, and maybe you'd like to try this too. And you don't necessarily have to have this palette. You can put together a combination of colors from other palettes, because I honestly think I probably have some of these shades in other palettes in my collection, or like where I'm using a shimmer, you might have the same shade, but in a matte. And that's okay, it's not gonna look that different. So I'm just trying to encourage you to play with your makeup, and you don't always have to have new makeup to do that. So let's just jump in and get started. One of the looks that I'm gonna share with you is one that I've gotten a lot of compliments on. It's a simple look, but I think it's really pretty for springtime, and I think a lot of you would really like it as well. And as you can see, this palette does have a lot of like nice kind of green shades in it. It has like this celery green, and look how pigmented that is. And then it has this green down here, which is a little more of a khaki green, or I guess that would be khaki, I'm not sure. And then it has this color right here, which is like a shade shifter, and it's kind of green and shifts to burgundy or copper. And you have a nice matte greenish shade right here. So it's pretty heavy on the greens, but I find the greens to be very wearable. And I think that all of the greens in this palette, you can find a complementary pop of like this lavender or some of these peachy shades or the more terracotta shade here. I just think it's a really beautiful palette, and it's a fun way to play with color if you're not really comfortable doing that. If you've been watching me, you know I don't do a lot of really bold eye looks, but I do enjoy playing with color. So I'm going to share with you a look that I've been doing. The thing I'm going to do is prime my eyelids using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyelid primer. This is one of my favorite eyelid primers. It's really creamy and hydrating, and a little goes a long way. In fact, it's got like a little squeezy tube, and every single time I use it, I feel like I get a little too much. That's the only downside. I feel like I do waste a little bit of product because even the slightest squeeze gives you too much. So I just took the tiniest bit, rubbed it between two fingers, and it does make my eyeshadow really last all day long. But the other thing I really like about this is that it's really light. It's like a really light cream, and so it's really good for brightening up your lid when you're using bright colors. And then if you're using dark colors, it doesn't matter because it does cover the concealer, the eyelid primer completely. So it's just a really good eyelid primer, and it doesn't do anything to my eyes that I don't like. It doesn't make my eyes itch or burn or anything like that. So I'm gonna try to get a little bit of it like right below my lower lash line too. And like I said, it's really hydrating, so you don't have to really worry about it drying out your under eye. So I told you guys in my last video, I've been really busy getting my boys ready for prom, like getting tuxes and things like that, and tax season is finally coming to an end. So things have been really crazy here in my house. Have you found your spring to be pretty busy too? I think it has to do with too that we went on vacation, and it was a little bit of a longer vacation. Usually we just go like 5 days at the most, and this time I was gone 8 days. So I don't know, I feel like I missed a lot of time when I was doing other things, even though I really enjoyed my vacation. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, take this cream color right here, and it's a matte, and it's called Paloma, and I'm just picking it up on, I don't know, like a blending brush. This one is from Lancome. I just have it in my collection from a palette I purchased years ago from Lancome, and I like this brush. The mattes are a little bit dusty. I don't know if you're familiar with Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows. They're really, really good quality. They're very creamy, but I do find sometimes the mattes are a little bit dusty, and this one is definitely a little dusty, but it's so light that it doesn't really matter. Now I'm just taking a MAC 217S, and I'm going in with this color right here called Fleur. And I guess I would describe this as kind of a peachy beige. And I'm just picking that up. It's also a matte, and I'm applying it into my crease and above my crease. It's really pigmented. This one's not so dusty, and just really blending that out. And I'll do more blending as I apply the other shades. So we finally cut our grass for the first time this past weekend, for the first time this spring, and got our yard in order. We have a fountain in the front of our house that is so peaceful and relaxing, and we finally filled it with a little bit of water, well, a lot of water, and we've got our fountain going, and I just love that. It's just something I look forward to every spring, and the birds all flock to it, so it's a great place to sit like on my front porch and watch birds. It's just so peaceful and relaxing, and I really need that in my life right now. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is take Metro right here, and it's kind of like a rusty shade like that, and it's really creamy. It's also a matte, and I'm just gonna use the same brush since the color is in the same color scheme and it's darker. So I'm just gonna pick this up, just tapping it lightly in Metro, and I'm gonna place this in the outer corner. And you can see that it's very similar in shade to Fleur, but it's definitely a little more pigmented too. And I'm just sort of blending this in the outer corner. And now I'm just gonna really blend that out with a blending brush from Sonia Kashuk. And I just really wanna blend it and make it look soft. And it's a little bit darker here on the outside, but kind of like, you know, goes like an ombre effect, lighter toward my nose. You can never blend too much, in my opinion. Now I'm taking a brush from BK Beauty, and it's not as fluffy as a blending brush. It's just really kind of good for putting down color. And I'm picking up this shade right here called Wings. And this is like the color of celery. It's like a really nice light green with some shimmer in it. And it's so pretty. And I'm just packing that on one side of my brush and tapping this on the inner corner. And I'm just using like the windshield wiper motion to get it really close to the base of my lashes and just kind of blend it in. I want it to be more than just like a spotlight in the center of my lid. I want it to be really blended and soft. And I really like the way the celery green looks with the peachy look. I used to always do a look like this using my peach palette from Too Faced. There was a really pretty green in that palette and a lot of peachy shades. And I thought they looked so beautiful together. And I think this looks really nice together as well. And now I'm just taking an e.l.f. smudger brush. I love these little brushes from e.l.f. I like the e.l.f. crease brushes a lot. I like a lot of e.l.f. brushes. And I'm picking up Fleur again, and that is like that dusty matte shade that I used as my transition shade. And now I'm just gonna blend this along my lower lash line. Okay, now I have an Urban Decay eye pencil, and this is the 24/7. I think it's like a gel pencil. You can sharpen it, but it's really kind of soft, but not so soft that you have to worry about it breaking. But it's not the kind that's retractable where you can twist it up. I really like this a lot. I definitely would like to pick up more shades in this formula from Urban Decay because I really like this one a lot. And this is in the shade Mildew, and it's just a little bit darker green than the celery I put down. And I'm lining my upper lash line and creating a little bit of a wing. And now I'm just going to tightline my upper lash line with MAC Technical eyeliner, and it's in a black shade, and this does stay put in my waterline here, or my upper tightline. And now I'm going to go put on several coats of the Sky High mascara with the primer beneath it. When I first shared the primer with you, I was kind of like on the fence as to whether or not I really liked it. It just seemed like more mascara to me because although it's in a white container, it goes on black. And when you apply it, it sort of just feels like another coat of mascara, and then you put your mascara on top of it. But I never get compliments on my eyelashes, and I've actually gotten 2 compliments on my eyelashes since I've been using this combination. I used to only just use the mascara. So I was ordering in a restaurant where you have to kind of look at the menu up behind the cashier, and I was looking up, and the cashier said that she really liked my eyelashes. I don't know if she thought they were false lashes or what. I've just never gotten a compliment on my eyelashes before. And then the same thing with my daughter, but my daughters are pretty honest with me, or they just don't compliment things unless they really like it. And I was looking down reading something, and my daughter asked me what mascara I was using because my lashes looked great. And so I think that these two together really make a big difference, having this beneath the Sky High mascara. So let me just go ahead and put this on, and I'll be right back. So this is what the primer looks like. It's just like one coat of mascara, and it's not voluminous, or I think it does add some length, but it just feels like I have mascara on because it's not white. I guess maybe other primers do this too, but they're white, so they don't seem like mascara. And now I'm gonna add the Sky High mascara. Okay, so now I have that on, and I'm just going to add one more thing. I'm going to add some Tarte Fake Awake to my lower lash line just to make my eyes appear brighter and more awake. And I recently shared this in my wider, brighter, more awake eyes video. It's a really good one. It stays put all day long. Rimmel makes a nice one from the drugstore. I mean, lots of brands make these. So that's what that looks like. So I'm already wearing my lip liner, and it's Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk. It's my favorite lip liner, and it works with almost every lipstick that I wear, so that's why it's a favorite. And I'm just going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick, and this is a satin formula, and this is in the shade Tease, which is a really pretty nude. And I was a little reluctant at first to get this one. I was afraid it would look too nude on me, but I don't think it does. You guys can let me know what you think. And that's what that looks like. It's just a really nice creamy formula, and I really like it. I really like this whole look. I think it's a really pretty spring makeup look, and it's just been like a go-to lately, so I can get my makeup on fast and get out the door, especially on the days that I have to get out early. So this is the finished look. I think it's just a really fun way to play with some color, some spring color in your makeup look, but yet it's still natural enough that you could do whatever you have on your calendar that day. And it's been a great combination of products that I've just been grabbing on the ready all through the month of April. And so this has definitely been a favorite of mine for the month of April. I'll add it to my monthly favorites, but I wanted to show you the look that I've been doing and the products I've been combining because I think a lot of you would really like it too. I'll also link the rest of the makeup that's on my face down in the description box in case you have any questions about that and the brushes that I used, because I often get some questions sometimes about which brush I used for different things that I've done. So thank you for spending some time with me. I hope that you have a blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.